Hey guys, Gio Levy here, and after a 2-week hiatus, this is the result. No, I did not move into a new house. I actually moved back with my parents in Vancouver, BC, so I've been quarantined. It's been super crazy, but during quarantine I had a lot of time to just gut my whole room, throw things away, and now it's time to redo the setup. But I wanted to gain some inspiration, so I had an idea to do a YouTube series where I go into Filipino musicians' homes, figure out the gear they're using, what their setup looks like. So this one's pretty cool. I'm calling this one Home Studio Tour. Let's go. I'm gonna find my way to you. Ooh, I'll never be too far. No, we'll always be together. First up, we've got Majo. Check this out. Super aesthetic. And I think I remember Majo telling me she shares this table with her sister, so it's used multi-purpose. I don't think her sister is a musician, so all the books and all the notes on there. Drawing and illustration. Anyway, look at this. Love the setup. Beautiful white table, and that mouse pad is upside down. Let's start off with her studio monitors. She is using the JBL LSR 305. Amazing monitors. She's using a Audio-Technica ATH M50X. Those are her headphones. She's of course using the Scarlett 2i2 2nd Gen. Super amazing interface. That thing does not break. She's using the Akai MPK Mini as her MIDI keyboard. Beautiful MIDI keyboard. I actually want that one. She's using the Shure SM57 for all her live vocal recordings. And of course, the beautiful iMac 21.5 inch with an i5 processor. Don't know what year it is, forgot to ask, but she's working with some logic, baby. The instrument that Majo uses, and this is one of my first electric guitar purchases, the Epiphone ES335 in natural finish. This guitar for the price is so good. That was Majo, guys. What a setup. Super clean, super simple, super sweet. Up next, we got my brother Juice. Look at this. This is the definition of the bedroom musician. Literally, man, the gap between the bed and the table, the work table, is insane. Loving the Star Wars peripheral. Let's talk about his setup. So he uses as monitors. Man, you're the only one I know that uses in-ears as monitors, or maybe I just don't know very many musicians, but he uses the KZ ZS10s. No idea how good these are, maybe ask Juice about them. For his interface, he uses the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 3rd generation, balling out on the interface. He also uses a 2011 MacBook Air. There's something about these MacBook Airs, man. 2011 too, it's 10 years old, still kicking it. For his axe, he uses the Yamaha TRBX 505. Pretty sure that's a Groove Gear fret wrap. Beautiful bass, but you know what's more important is the musician. This guy can play, and he's making great content with this extremely minimalist setup. Give it up for Juice, man. Oh, and random note, he's been filming all of his videos on an iPhone 7. Up next, we've got Mikko Reyes, and actually guys, go check out his page on Facebook and or YouTube. I know he just released a full studio tour, so he'll go over this in greater detail. I just got the gist, as in the most important things in his studio setup, because look at this place. It's huge. There's so much gear. So we're gonna talk about his main babies, all right? So let's go on with the studio monitors. He uses as his main monitor the Yamaha MSP5, and for the reference monitor, he uses the M-Audio AV40. Moving on to the recording interface, his main one is the Focusrite 18i20 or 18i20 2nd gen, and he calls this the slave interface. This is the Behringer ADA 8200. Additional recording gear that you guys may be curious about: he uses a DI box, which is the Radial SB2. His instrument mic is of course the SM57, and he's got a cool vocal condenser mic, the Samson CO1. Main amp uses the Marshall Code 50 as his primary. Let's move on to the guitar and the pedals, because this is pretty much the feature of this specific setup. His main guitar, I know he's got a bunch there, but his main guitar is this beautiful baby right here. It is the Sterling by Music Man Majesty 170X. Whew! Beautiful, beautiful guitar. Depending on the lighting, it kind of fades off as blue or fades off as purple. Gorgeous. Let's move on to the pedals. These are the pedals that Mikko uses from top left to bottom right. It's the Boss DD7 digital delay, the MXR boost line driver, the TC Electronic John Petrucci Dreamscape, and he's also got the Dunlop John Petrucci Cry Baby Wah. The Electric Nim Supremo distortion, custom made with Mikko Music logo. Look at that, he's got his own pedal. He also has the Electric Nim Dual Overdrive. Last but not least, the Boss NS2. And his power supply is the Voodoo Lab Pedal Power 2 Plus.
Girl, if I told you I love you, it doesn't mean that I don't care.
And for the last setup for this episode, we have Peter Caimbon's beautiful setup in the corner of a room. Super clean. Love it. Multi-instrumentalist right here. Peter is actually one of my favorite singers. So let's get on with his gear. Doesn't look like he uses any speakers, but for his headphone monitors, he uses the Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro, the 250 ohm version. I use the exact same headphones. I just use the 80 ohm version, but these are super, super good, extremely comfortable as well. He's also using the Scarlett 2i2 1st gen. These things are tanks. Notice that almost everybody's using Scarlett. Amazing company. He's also using the Scarlett Studio CM25 condenser mic. Let's move on to the mixer that he uses for his live streaming setup, the Yamaha MG10XU mixer. Let's go on to the instruments. His keyboard is the Roland XPS 10. And he also uses the TC Helicon Voice Live Touch. He uses two different guitars, the Yamaha Silent Guitar SLG 110 on the left, and the black beauty right there is the Yamaha CPX 500II. And that thing on the top right, I had to ask him about that. Apparently that is a lamp with a diffuser. Oh, and I can't forget, there's the Altron PF8 that is covering his condenser mic. Amazing way to isolate the sound. If you guys are tired of hearing P's and T's and S's in your microphone pickup, get one of those things. They're super awesome. Alright, so that's it, guys. Make sure to follow these musicians. Super diverse setups, but all creating amazing content. I'll leave their details in the description below. This place is gonna get souped up or pimped throughout the coming weeks with all the inspiration from the different videos. So make sure to catch me next week. We'll do more home studio tours from Filipinos all over the globe. Don't forget to subscribe. Catch you on the next vid.